Yes, can I start?
Yeah, go ahead, Kaushal.
Okay, Luna, good afternoon. I have a question for you. So you have played in the A League and now you have spent a decent amount of time in India and you played your first game in ISL. So what are your initial thoughts about both the leagues as compared to each other?
Good afternoon. I think the leagues are very similar because there are many transitional time in the games, and yeah, I think the A League is more physical than this one, but they have this kind of thing similar. You know, the game in more of the time is very transitional, and we have to avoid this kind of thing if we want to achieve something.
Okay, thank you. Richie, can I continue with my questions to Coach Ivan?
Yeah.
Okay, Coach, good afternoon. I'm from FWC.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Nice photo.
Yeah, Coach. Last game, you had your first proper welcome to the top tier league in India. So what do you make of the toughness you faced during the game and what are your plans for the next round?
Well, the toughness we faced, it was something that we accepted. So actually, the strong organization from our opponent. I think that we played in. If we speak globally, we played a good game. We controlled most of the game. The things and the goals we scored were very well played, and I think that even seeing that kind of game and the mistakes after which we conceded goals, we have to try to avoid those things and those moments. And if we avoid those moments, we control these moments of the games better, that we can proceed further on with our playing style, having more control of the game and having grip of the game. That's the way I want to play. That's the way I think about football, because I like to attack and attack, and then the intensity of attack changes. And of course, controlling the game and controlling these kind of mistakes, avoiding these moments that we concede an easy goal. So these kind of things we have to work hard on, and hopefully it will be better in the next period. So for the next game, we will try to play a good, well-organized game, the game that we can control, and the game as well with the moments that we can create nice chances and scoring opportunities. So we'll see tomorrow.
Okay, Coach, I have one more question. So it's a follow-up to this one. So you told about organizing your team a bit more properly. So in the last game, KBFC was seen holding a high back line, and it did not prove to be the best system against a top attacking side. So tomorrow against Northeast United, they also have a strong and energetic attacking trio. So would we see this defensive pattern in KBFC continue, or would there be any change?
Like I just said, I like to attack. So the way of playing football, in every game there are moments that you have to attack, there are moments that you have to defend. So you can come out with that one game plan, you can come out with one strategy, but you never know how the game will evolve and how the game will start. So if we speak about approach to a last game, conceding very early goal after offside moment, it changed the side of the game. And of course, when you are 1-0 down after 2 minutes, of course you have to go and play more offensively because you want to equalize the game. So tomorrow we don't know, but like I said, I like controlling the game. I like having ball in our possession, because like that we want to create nice things on the pitch. We want to play good football. So whoever we will be facing tomorrow in the next period, we want to play attacking football.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Luna, and thank you, Richie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ashwati, you can ask.
Good afternoon, Coach. Good afternoon, Luna.
Hello.
Myself, Ashwati from Halfway Football. So my first question is for Luna. Can I ask?
Yes, sure.
You just played your first league game. What do you feel about the league, and how do you compare the level of Indian football to the leagues and countries you played before?
Sí, la misma pregunta.
I already answered this question before. I think there are many transitional moments. If we want to achieve something, if we want to play a good football, we have to control those moments and try to be in control of the game. Always, if you are changing attacking for attacking, you cannot control the game. We have to keep possession of the ball and trying to play our football.
Okay, thank you, Luna. My next question is for Ivan.
Yes.
How is the feeling in the camp after the first game? Will there be major changes in the squad?
Yeah, well, it doesn't change a lot because we have our goals in sight. We have our objective, and we continue working hard for the things we want. Again, I think we played quite a good game, the things we wanted, and we're starting building up. I think that we were competitive side, but the only thing what bothers us is like conceding those easy goals after our mistakes, not because the opponent create great tactical movements. And I think that we have to avoid those mistakes and those things in next period. Of course, like just Adrian said and I repeated, we want to have more control of the game, grip of the game, with our tempo in the game. I think that we can achieve nice things. So everything's good so far. We have a good atmosphere. We have everything's all right. The games you win, the games you lose. This is football. In football, nice thing is always that you have the next opportunity after a couple of days to play a new game. So this is football. You don't have to think much about history.
Okay, coach. I have one more question. With the number of foreign players reduced in the team, it looks like teams are struggling to find a balance between defense and attack. So do you think starting Sipovic and Leskovic together will solve the defensive issues? Or are you going to trust young players like Bijoy and Hormipa?
But the good thing is that everybody is available now except Raul, who got injured. Like the regulations, like we can have only 4 foreigners on the pitch on the same moment. So we will find a quite good recipe for tomorrow. I think we have all of them available, all of 6 of them available. Of course, they know the situation. Everybody knows the situation. We are very pleased with the improvement of some young boys. They still need time and space to improve even more. And in the next period, they will get a chance. They will have minutes and space to play in ISL because they have to start somewhere. They have to start sometime. So again, we are happy to have all of them available. So we'll see. We'll see today's training, and tomorrow we'll make a good recipe.
Okay, thank you, coach. All the best for next game.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwini. Vivek, you can ask.
Yeah. Hi, coach. My question is for you.
Hi, Vivek.
The opening round of fixtures saw quite a few high-scoring games. I think there have been 18 goals in the opening round, which is more than there has been in previous seasons. Do you think there are any factors in the preparation or something because of which teams are taking time to find defensive solidity? Do you see any pattern because of which there have been so many high-scoring matches in the first round?
Well, this is the fact that the style that the clubs want to play. Like offensive football brings more goals. I rather win 5-3 than 1-0. So that's the football I like, because we have a interesting group of players with quality who like to play with the ball. So with that kind of potential and quality, we want to have a control of the game. We want to have a ball in our possession. So that's what we provide. And especially speaking of club's objective, we want to develop certain young players. So that's the way. So not only playing defensively, but teaching them many other aspects of the game. So then the other clubs as well, I think that we saw more mistakes in the first games than quality build up actions. So I think that all the clubs, because they just started, will have to avoid those mistakes and those things. But this is also, it goes with the quality of the teams. So decreasing of foreign players even for next year will be crucial, because the clubs, they have to go in a direction of forming domestic players, working more with the youth, which is the big lack in Indian Super League and Indian football, that the clubs will have to invest and develop more youngsters for the future. So that will bring less mistakes and better organization and better teams.
Hi, coach.
Hi, Krishnan.
I'm Krishnan from Goats on Football. So, good afternoon to both of you. My question to Luna is, there was some good build-up in the last game, but it didn't came out in the scoreline as much. Are you guys, as an attacking unit, still adapting to each other?
Yeah, of course. We have like 3 month preseason, but this is not enough to know all your teammates. Of course, it's good time to work, but you still.
You mean chemistry with each other, Luna?
No, not
Chemistry
that. Because when you see the complexity of one team, he wants to say that some teams, to get to know your teammate, you need certain period of playing together, training together, and everything, and that needs time. That needs couple of months. Even if you take maybe some teams who are champions on not only ISL level but any other level, they need time to playing together. Getting to know each other, not only on the pitch
Yeah.
but outside of the pitch. Like that, you create a great bond, you create a good team, and in every moment of the game, you know how the other teammates will behave, their runnings, their movements. So that's how the big teams are created.
Yeah. So I'm moving to coach. My first question to you is like last game it felt for sometimes that Jackson is very isolated in the midfield. In some of the counters that ATK Mohan Bagan is doing. So are we looking for a more midfield balance in tomorrow's game, like to bring more balance to the team?
No, I think in the last game that we were more dominant. We have that grip of the game. Now you have to know when you play high up the pitch, when you press your opponent, when you try to play offensively. Of course, it means that there will be space behind your back, and that you will have to deal with counter-attack. So this is how it goes in football. The team who is attacking, the team who is defending, it gives more space. We saw that in previous games as well. Not only our games, but the other games. So we don't know how the game will start and evolve tomorrow. So we have our idea. We want to play offensive football, like I say. I like to play offensive football. I like to play for more goals. I like to score. I rather score more goals than my opponent than conceded less goals than my opponent. That's the way I think about football. So because I think we have potential for scoring goals, and I want to see our team doing that. So tomorrow we'll have our idea how to attack the game, how to attack the opponent. Of course, there will be moments where we will have to defend. So this is how it goes. We prepare for both scenarios.
Okay. My next question is like it's been communicated that Rahul is out for some time. So are you looking at like your foreign players like Luna to shift into right wing, or are you expecting domestic players like Prashant or Vinci to step up?
Do you want to play on the right wing?
No.
No. No, we are not shifting Luna to right wing. Okay. See?
So it's so it will be
No,
Prashant or
we have enough quality players who can perform on different positions, and I think that we have also some youngsters who have potential to become the part of. That's why they are here. They all have quality and potential to be here. So, like I said, not only the objective of the club is to develop those players, to give them time and space to become better, not only now, this moment or tomorrow, but also for the future, for the next period of Kerala Blasters. And this is how you develop and build up young players. So we need those moments, and these players will need and get that time on the pitch. So I'm happy that some of them, they can play on different positions. So we can, let's say, mix and match and create some puzzle that can bring out good results. We'll see tomorrow.
Thank you, coach. Thank you, Luna.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck for the next game.
Ashwin, you can ask.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, coach. Good afternoon, Luna.
Hello.
Hello.
My first question would be for Luna. Luna, you have actually played your first game now. It's how nervous were you before going out there and playing your first big Indian League game? You actually have a lot of experience playing in the A League, but having to play for a club like KBFC, having to play for a club that has a rich fan base that is always behind your back for no what means in every situation they are behind your back. And how nervous were you for the first game, and how do you feel right now?
Yeah, I feel good. I think, of course, I don't like to lose. We lose the first game, but I think we play good. And yeah, the club has a lot of fun. We felt this love a lot in the social media, and we want to win not only for us, of course. We want to win for them, make them happy, make them proud. I think we are in the right way, and we have to improve. We play only one game. We have a lot of time to improve. But for me and my personal point of view, if we cannot win the next game, we must not lose this next game. And yeah, that's how I think and how I feel right now.
Okay, that's good. And one more question to you. Do you prefer playing in the center midfield more or as an attacking midfielder? Because we have seen there, as coach mentioned earlier, we have a lot of options in the attacking midfield. Like you can call out Sahal, you can somewhat see other players also coming in that position. So where do you see yourselves better, in the center midfield or in the attacking midfield position? Or is it just like what the game calls from me, I'm ready to give it?
No, I prefer to play always. I don't care where. But if I have to choose, I prefer to play behind the striker. Of course, you have as a player more freedom there in front. But if I have to play as a keeper to help the team, I have no problem.
That's great. That's great. Now over to you, coach. We've seen Bijoy getting his debut in the previous game here. My question is, there were players, they were centre backs who are already experienced more than Bijoy. You had Abdul Hakku, who have already played in the ISL. You had Ruvia, who has an I-League experience and is also a young rising star for the Indian national team. And when you have these two options, you selected Bijoy, and he actually performed really well, considering that was his first game. How do you rate him? How do you rate selecting Bijoy above an experienced players like Abdul Hakku and Ruvia?
Yes, because Bijoy told me, coach, I want to play, so I selected him.
Just
no,
like that, or
that's
you had a
simple.
plan, like...
No, actually, not only about, if we speak not only about mentioned players here, Bijoy, even if we speak about Hormi, even if we speak about youngsters like Vinci, Ayush, Gibson, they're all young guys with potential, okay? And they all have this moment. And in the last period of our training session and friendly games, they gave us kind of confidence that in my sight, in my eyes, there were no problems for him to participate and to play the very first game. It's true that he never played on that level, but those boys, they have to start sometime. Those boys, they get the chance, they get the moment, space. This is how all players, they started their career. This is how I started like 27 years ago. This is how Adrian started his career. Every player started in one moment. So we as a coaching staff, we had that confidence. I think that he had he played good game, a part of maybe some moments, but that's normal for a boy. Sometimes in all these players, you have to make and commit some mistakes in your games. Like that, you learn that those moments not to happen again. So, we are fully confident about him. We are fully confident about all other players. If you mention some other players with more confidence, that was the choice of coaching staff. And I think that that was a good choice because, like we said, we want all of these boys becoming better, improving them, developing them, that tomorrow Kerala Blasters, not only Kerala Blasters, but maybe national teams later, they have profit of that, they can select more and more good players. So we'll see for the future. Probably many of them, they will get their chance and space to play.
Great, coach. One more question to you. Like one of my friends from other media actually quoted it earlier. We saw Jackson being the single DM option in the previous game. Okay, don't you feel like when you have when you have a player like Bomos in the opponent side, who we all know that is a lot creative, a lot of a dangerous or a hazardous player for us, don't you think that would be a heavy workload on a player like Jackson, who's still young and who's just budding up to be coming out of his potential, to play him as a single DMF in there? Don't you think that a support system, any one more DMF like Ayush has played really well in the preseason friendlies and all. So having a supporting player in the DM position for Jackson, wouldn't that be a good option for you, for the team?
Yes, it could be, but also not only Jackson, but any other player, they have to know that in the football, in many occasions, you will face yourself in a situation 1-against-1. Whoever is your opponent. Maybe tomorrow your opponent will be even stronger, even better. You know, I think that Jackson has more difficulties every day on a training session facing Adrian. You know, these kind of things, they have to get used because that's football. You know, and we want to push those boys to a certain limit because like that they will become better. And like that, whenever they face themselves in a situation in the games, they will solve those situations easier. So, of course, we had an idea to play against, in our previous game, one way we wanted to play a competitive game, we wanted to score goals, we wanted to chase our opponent. Why? It will be also in the next games as well. So all the boys, they have to know I will be demanding. We want to push them to a certain limit because we want to be competitive, we want to be a good team in this league. So that's how it goes. Of course, like you mentioned, Jigsaw, Ayush, Gibson, many of them, they have potential. And yeah, why not? In some of the next games, they will find themselves in those situations as well.
Yeah, great. Thank you, coach. Thank you, Luna. It was actually great to see you guys smile in the start of the press conference. I hope that the smile stays when the next game ends. Thank you for the response.
Hopefully.
Thanks, Ashwin. Swapnamoy, you can go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm Swapnamoy Chakraborty from the Voice Bharat. So my first question is to Adrian, Luna. So how you cope up with the hot and humid condition of FC Goa, of Goa, coming from Australia? So how you are coping up with the hot and humid condition here?
Yeah, you feel the humidity in the second half. The first half you don't feel anything. The pitch is so good. You enjoy so much to play in this kind of pitch, and yeah. As I said before, if you have control of the game, we move the ball, we keep possession, we have no problem, even with this kind of things.
Okay, so my next question is to the coach. That in the last game, KBFC suffered a defeat against the ATKMB. So what was your motivational talks to the team at the dressing room after the match?
Well, it was quite simple. We said that we lost the game because of our mistakes. I prefer always to be honest. And actually, if any time when we lose game or if we lose game, if the opponent beats us by tactical movements or any other football aspect, then we shake hands and we admit and say, okay, they were better and they beat us because they were better. In the last game, we didn't have that feeling that the opponent was that better. And I think, again, we played the good games and the boys, they know it. You know, we are always honest between ourselves. When we talk to each other, we're always honest when we know that we committed errors who led us to those conceded goals. So we have to avoid those things in the future, trying not to repeat them. And like that, we'll have more control of the game. And like that, we will be even more dominant and who knows, winning games. So that's what we want.
Is that can we see KBFC going with 2 foreign centre backs in the next match?
Yeah, but we will see. We have trainings today. We have to see the session, how it goes today. What's the current situation? Yes, now we have a luxury. We have all 6 foreigners available. All the players except Raul, KP are now available. We'll see later. But we will have to puzzle for tomorrow. And all the foreign players, they know that there is the space for 4 guys on the pitch. So we'll see. We'll see how it will end today. I like to make those decisions after today's training.
Okay. So Albino Gomes didn't had a great game in the last match. So how you motivated him and tried to keep him in this track of progress?
Well, this is more the question for goalkeeper coach because that's his job. Well, of course, you know, with the keepers it's quite easy. Work hard, improve the things that you can improve, and again work hard, and that's it. So you know, these boys, they have to know one game is one game. You know, win, lose. The day after that, you just have to. If it's lose, you have to swallow it continue working hard, like I just mentioned, not to repeat certain things, and let's go. That's it. There is a next game to prove yourself. So that's in the football motivation. You have to be capable of switching that off, continue, and making the best of the next game.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Sapnamoy. We have the time is up. Stanton, you can ask next question.
Yeah. Coach Stan from the Hindu. Coach, do you think tomorrow's game will be a lot different compared to the previous game? Do you think it will be a little more easier?
No, I think it will be even harder, because every game is different. Every game is hard by itself. So it depends how you start. It depends how you approach. We like to be more focused on ourselves, to control the game and try to make the game easier for ourselves. But it can go the opposite way, like it was in the previous game against ATK. So actually, not one game will be easy. Every game will be difficult on its way. So we will try to make best of it.
Also, one more question, Coach. Northeast as an Indian coach and Khalid Jamal. So, do you think as a coach you will be under a lot more pressure than a normal game?
No. Every game is, you approach. There is like the preparation of the game, the things you want to do. So I don't see it as a kind of pressure. I see that only as a motivation. Because we are, let's say, we are gifted and we are blessed to have that opportunity to work in the football, in this kind of environment and in this job. So for me, every game is like a big motivation, a big joy, pleasure.
Okay, thank you, Coach. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Kaushal, you can wrap it up quickly. Coach, we have a last question from Kaushal from IFTWC. Kaushal, over to you.
Thank you. So, Coach, I would like to ask you one last question. So, most teams in the ISL, they seem to thrive to the strengths that they have in the midfield. So, how do you plan to be more dominant in the midfield and be more composed in the midfield while Kerala has the possession of the ball?
Well, to try to find the openings, empty spaces, and make overload in a certain part of the field. Creating overloads, when we speak about overload, that's 2 against 1, 3 against 2, 4 against 3. All these moments with good shifting, rotations, good movements, quick exchange passes, putting tempo in a game. Like that, you make a difference. Like that, you make your opponent suffer. So we have that quality. The ground is good, and we want to have that control of the game. We know that we will face one strong opponent tomorrow. So these kind of games will happen in the future. So not only about midfield. In every part of the field, we will have to be focused and concentrated tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you all. Thank you, Luna. Wish you all the best for tomorrow's match. Take care.
Thank you, guys.